Welcome to the yoga method and your hip opening mobility flow. Starting in downward facing dog. So checking that hands are shoulder distance, feet are hip distance, pressing really firmly into the hands and grip with your fingers. And then grip with your toes as you squeeze the heels towards the midline. Move a little bit through your spine on this, with the invitation to bend your knees as much as you need, but just getting a sense of how your spine is feeling. So on the inhalation, move into extension. And on the exhalation, tuck the tailbone and move into a little bit of flexion. Let's just do one more. And on your next in-breath, it's your left leg that's rising and will open through the hip joint straight away. Pressing to your right, firmly grounding into the hands and the foot for one more deep breath in. And on the exhalation, just ripple your way forward, land your left knee, spin your left shin, and reaching high. Press firmly down in order to lift upwards, staying and breathing here, or lifting through the top leg and catching through your right foot. Pressing foot into hand, opening through heart, opening through hip. Stay and breathe for 3. One more breath in and out. Release the option that you chose. Press firmly into your foot, rising up. Just shifting towards your right. So hip and knee traveling one direction, tilting the pelvis and pressing it forward. And then please take your right ankle and right hand to meet and send your left hand high, pressing the right thigh open, reaching dynamically through the left fingertips for 2 more breaths. One more, please. As we ease our way out of this, we'll pause with our fingertips turning towards our hips, pressing the elbows forward, lifting through the heart, and draw your shoulders back. So just a gentle stretch through the wrist and the back of the pelvis. Take 2 more breaths. One more as you are before we pivot towards the other end of the mat. So easing yourself in, tuck your back toes, lifting through your back foot for a moment, and then simply turn your right toes on a 45. Spiral your way so that your right hand is on your right thigh, turning your back on me as you allow your left hip to descend. If the body will allow, I'd love for you to move in and out of knee flexion through your left leg. So your hamstrings are doing the movement to bring the heel towards the hip. Let's take one more and pausing at the top. If it feels available, reaching for your foot. Spiral once again. And if there's a little bit more space to play with, lowering down onto your forearm. Breathing in as you roll to look over your right shoulder. Kicking foot into hand, tucking the tailbone actively and lifting through the abdominal wall to keep your spine stable and safe for 2 more breaths. One more full deep breath in. And on the exhalation, return your eye gaze, release your left foot, and just return back to your downward facing dog. So stepping back for a moment, readjusting, and again, moving through a little bit of flexion and extension through the spine, just feeling how the spine is feeling. Before you begin to lift through your right leg, bend the right knee, press it to the left. One more breath. Before we land the right knee behind the right wrist, spin the right shin, reach high with the left. Press down in order to lift up. Stay as you are, or reaching for the left foot, ankle. Kick the foot into the hand, press the pelvis forward, gazing skywards if your neck will allow. 2 breaths as we open through the quadricep and the hip flexor. Reaching high, retrace your steps, and landing into the foot, shifting the weight. So we're taking knee over second and third toe, left hand to left ankle, right hand high. Encourage your left knee to the pinky toe and press your pelvis forward. Gently, slowly easing your way out, bringing the fingertips to face the pelvis. Press your elbows, lift your hearts, draw your shoulders back. One more breath before we pivot back to the end of the mat. So tuck your toes so you can readjust. And then as you land your knee, turn your left toes out on a 45. Right hand down, left hand to your thigh. Spiral your heart open and feel that beautiful opening through the right hip flexor. As we did on the first side, just a little bit of active mobility work, using our hamstring to bend the knee up and down with the breath. One more as you are, pausing and holding, reaching for that foot if it feels available. Spiral once again, or choosing to come down to your forearm. Just 2 more breaths. One more, please. Return your eye gaze, return your hands, and meet in your downward facing dog. We'll move through that flow once more, but one breath, one movement. So left leg is rising on the in-breath. Bend the knee open through the pelvis, setting your left knee behind your left wrist as you spin your left shin, and reach your right hand high, catching through the top foot if you did, pressing pelvis forward, opening through heart, and then releasing, reach, and ease your way up and out. Right hand, right ankle, left hand high for a breath. Before easing ourselves in towards this beautiful wrist stretch, hip opener, we'll ease our way to the other end of the mat. Lift through the back knee for a moment, turn your right toes and ground again. Left hand wide, right hand to right knee, spiraling, bending through your knee, reaching for your foot, and descending to your forearm. Stay for a breath. Easing our way up and out, downward dog we're heading to. Pausing here, breath in, breath out. Right leg is rising, hip is opening, pausing. Right knee towards the right wrist, spin the shin, opening with the left hand as you press into the left foot. Catching through the top leg, pelvis forward, heart open, one breath. Before retracing our steps, easing our way up. Left hand, left ankle, right hand high. Bringing both hands to the inside of the mat, fingertips towards the pelvis, shoulders away from ears. And then pivoting towards the first end of the mat, lift the knee for a moment, knee down, left toes out, left hand to left thigh. Bending into your right leg, search for the right foot, easing your way forward again. Come to your forearm and spiraling towards that thigh. One breath to stay. Before reaching high, releasing, returning to our downward facing dog. One breath into extension as you lift the tailbone and soften through the ribs. One breath into flexion as we round into an angry cat. And then release your knees, release your toes, release your heads, release your efforts. One more breath as you are. Ripple your way up, hands resting on your thighs, stacking your ears over your shoulders over your pelvis, closing down the eyes. Just a moment of gratitude. And feeling how gratitude amplifies everything. The sun on your skin, the depth of your breath, a little bit more freedom in your hips, and a new day, a brand new day filled with endless possibilities. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, beautiful crew. Hope you enjoyed this brief hip opening flow. See you soon.